Hello everybody and welcome to this super short video where we'll talk a little bit about temperature versus temperature. As you might have noticed, there is a temperature control if you look down here in your primaries section of your color tab, and if you switch over to the HDR tool, you'll see you have a temperature slider there as well. So are they the same? Do they act the same? Well, obviously they don't. That's why I'm making this video. So let me show you what the difference is. If you take a look at this image here, I just have a drone image and I just normalized it with some balancing and a little bit of saturation, so it looks a little bit better. And I have an empty node here for temperature. And if I go to the Primaries tab and turn the temperature all the way down, we can go down as far as -4,000. You can see it has quite a bit of an effect, but let's grab a still of that so we can compare that for later. And then reset that and then go all the way to the right and warm it up as much as possible. Now it's almost nuclear, but let's see. Yeah, that's warm, no doubt about that. Okay, so let's reset that and let's do the same in the HDR area, in the HDR tab. So we are going to go to the temperature down here and cool it all the way down to -4,000 again. That's a long way down. And if we compare it to the still from the primaries, so you have the primaries on the left and the temperature adjusted on the right from the HDR tab. So you can see big difference in how they react. I'm going to turn that off and I'll reset this node grade and let's try to warm it up in the HDR tab here, all the way up to 4,000. And if we compare that to the warmer version from the Primaries tab, take a look at this. So it has much less of an effect to do temperature adjustments in the HDR tab than it does in the primaries. And that's because the temperature slider in the HDR tab reacts more like human perception of color. If you think about saturation in nature, you'll see a lot of saturation, high saturated values at a sunset, for example. We can see the use of the saturation of the red and the orange much clearly than if you think about blue in nature. You don't see that much blue in nature, and that's how the HDR temperature control reacts, much more like human perception. So there you have it. I find the HDR controls to be much obviously, they're much more subtle, but I also think they give a much more natural and pleasing result when you make temperature adjustments to your image. So that's it. That's that. I hope you like it. If you do, please consider giving us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back very soon with lots more. Happy grading.